What's up? alexy1 here playing Dropstone. David Parafian. I don't know him. The Scandinavian. Oh, cool. So there are a lot of lines here. And this is one of them. D4, I think. I think against this Queen D6 line with G3 is best. So we'll go for that. So the point is you can win an extra tempo by playing bishop f4 and attacking the queen. So we'll do that now. Queen b4 is I think natural, but he doesn't go for it. Rook e1, I guess. C3. This seems natural. Maybe queen b3. Let's just try and do something here. b6. Well, okay. This bishop was not that active on g2, so maybe queen a3 actually. I wanted to take, but maybe that's bad, because then his bishop on b7 would be really good. Plus this might be something. b3 is an idea. Although b3 is pretty scary, because if b3, a5, queen b5, and then bishop a6, probably winning a queen or something like that, bishop d7. So yeah, b3 would be a mistake here. But we're just gonna grab the pawn. Okay, well, queen b3. So yeah, we're a pawn ahead, but he's got two really active bishops. So that's kind of a bummer. This bishop on b7 for sure is really strong. Let's defend against g5. Bishop c4 is a threat now. We are in some trouble, but I guess we're somewhat holding. If we can manage to exchange a bishop, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm giving a pawn just to get loose somehow, but it might have been unnecessary. e5 is not a good move because we're gonna take, and then queen takes d5 is in play. I want to move my knight to e4 and just pressure on d6 maybe. Now knight c5 is also an option, so that's nice. Rook d8. Okay. Well, knight c5 takes. I don't see any problem. I should have seen the problem. Rook e4 maybe? We're saving the bishop now, so that's fine. You can't take the rook due to queen takes d8, obviously. Bishop c6. I'm gonna sack on d8 then. We can also take on d5. Oh, we can play maybe c4 here. Yeah, that's a cool move. Everything is hanging all of a sudden. But I guess we're doing fine here. Rook c3 maybe? But bishop h1 is a threat, so I have to defend against that. If I went well, takes. Yeah, this is an interesting position. But I guess we should be winning this pretty comfortably, because there's never a perpetual here. Just queen c6, defend everything, and now we have two queens, and there's still no perpetual. So yeah, nice win. Let's have a look. So d5, this is a Scandinavian, and I don't think we've had a game in this line on my channel, at least. I have played against this, obviously, but yeah, there are a lot of ways to play here. Knight f6 is a way. You have one nice line that is by no means forced, but I had a game once like this. Queen b3, attacking this, and then he played b6, and now knight e5, bishop e6, bishop e5. This was not a blitz game. This was a normal game. Nine moves. He resigned here, obviously, because this is just horrible. You're gonna win this piece and everything else. This is by no means forced, but it's fun. It's a fun idea. But queen takes is the natural move. Knight c3. Queen f5 here is the old main line, and there are a bunch of options. d4 is by far the most played, but b4 is interesting as well. Queen d8 is another option, and queen d6. This was played by Tiviakov. He kinda popularized it. I don't really know a lot of theory about this, but yeah, I know that a setup with g3 is preferred, due to the fact that you can play bishop f4 and win a tempo. I thought queen b4 was the move here, and then queen d2, and he can take here, but that's tricky. It's just rook e1, I guess, or rook b1, then rook e1. And although he's up a pawn, he's we are fully developed, and he's kind of having a hard time developing. So yeah, queen d8. I guess that's passive, but probably playable as well. So we have to take, I think. Okay, it seems like we don't, but I think this setup is fine. We have some pressure on the e file. Our center is strong, and well, his is as well. So I don't know. I guess we're doing fine here. So queen b3. Because he played e6 now, which is a really natural move. He wants to strengthen this d5 pawn, but because of that move, the bishop on c8 stays in his doesn't become as active. Where if it were an f5, it'd be more active. So that's kind of an issue he has to think about. But I guess e6 is fine, because the bishop can still become active on a6 in the future somehow. And I don't like this a4 move, actually. I think h4 is probably better, setting up some h5 in the future maybe, and also defending against a g5 maybe. We're just strengthening this square. That's never wrong here, I guess. It might be wrong if because this move has some downside, as it gives this g4 square. but there's not really a piece that can go with her. The knight from f6 is gone, which usually goes to g4 in such a position, and this bishop can also not really get there. So I guess h4 is fine. I don't really know what my idea was with a4 though, so yeah, it's probably just bad. Bishop f1 opposing this bishop on a6 and trying to keep it at bay, but now knight a5. And yeah, if knight c4 is a good move, then queen a3 is bad, probably. And I just have to concede and go to c2. Because if knight c4 now, we can go knight d2 or something. Instead we went queen a3, and then knight c4. And at first I wanted to take, because this pawn is somewhat weak, but this bishop is just getting so strong, and that's never good. So queen b4. If I'm gonna take, I want to have a pawn at least. If bishop a6 now, b3 maybe. But if he doesn't do, he went rook e8 here, and yeah, b3 is now a terrible move because of a5. Not because of bishop f8, because then we're escaping to c6. But a5 here is just menacing, and this wins. So yeah, we just take and be a pawn ahead and hope for the best here. Rook e3. Knight e5 is just not really an option, because then the diagonal is not opposed, and it's very annoying. Rook e3 is natural. Well, it's not natural, but it's the normal move. And this might be too much. Knight d2 maybe, but that probably fails as well to something like e5. Well, it doesn't. This is a nice move actually, because if he takes, we can take on e8, 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 and then we can take on d5. So this might be actually an idea actually. We just gave a pawn to get loose, but this b5 is just bad. This knight is dropping to e4 and then being somewhat annoying on d6. So he has to think of a plan, and f5 is never a move here, because that just weakens these squares, and now e6 is weak as well. So we can just go back, and if he takes here, this pawn, well, not that pawn, but this pawn will be infinitely weak. And if he doesn't take, we're gonna just go to e5 and have a blast with the knight probably, and he can just take, and opposite colored bishops are probably still draw in this position, but yeah. It's never worse for us then. So it's interesting to see what he does. And I missed this e5 to be honest, but we have this, I played this rook e4. The engine comes up with a h5, which is actually interesting because he can't take due to rook e8, which I'd missed. So he's not really threatening anything here, so we can just go rook e2 even, instead of h5 I mean. Probably, because this is still winning. It's winning because, yeah, because of queen takes d5 here. King f8, check, check, and rook takes, and yay. So yeah, okay, fair enough. I missed that. I saw this and I was happy. Rook d1 was a nice move. Might actually be the only move here. At first I wanted to go to rook e3 or something, but bishop h6 and like bishop c6, it's quite annoying. I don't want to oppose this bishop, so therefore rook d1 is cool, because if he takes here, we're gonna take on d7. But this is much more interesting, this line. But I think we're winning this quite easily due to the c6 pawn, c5. I was talking in advance because I want to be pushing it to c6, c7, c8, obviously. Queen e6, check, this is by far the most critical line he can take. I mean, this should be really good for us. But yeah, it's still the critical line. So then he went for bishop f8 and then c4, which is a real cool move, and I think it's, again, probably the best move. However, this isn't best. Seems like we have to take here, then play rook a4. That's a nice touch, because he can't take on c5 now due to rook takes a5 and threats along the d file. This is winning for sure. So yeah, queen takes and rook a4. Cool. Yeah, and this is an easy win. So we took on c4 though. But this queen b7 is super annoying. At first I wanted to go rook c3, but then bishop h1. And I'm dropping material here. Queen f1 loses to rook takes d1. And queen g2 mate. So queen f1 is probably one of the best moves here. I mean, queen c2 is probably also possible, but then bishop h1 is still super annoying. Maybe f4 or something, I don't know. Oh no, not f4, rook d1, but king f1. Yeah, we're not getting mated here, so that's a plus. But I went to f1, and then I took back, takes c6, and this should be easily winnable. This bishop b4, I was thinking bishop d6 was the only move, because now we're not threatening to take, which was the threat, obviously. If, for instance, h5, we're gonna take here and then play c7 and c8, and bye bye. But yeah, bishop b4 is just horrible. This is also horrible. We have to go to this side and then to b7. But he had to go to f8. And now this queen d7, well, it doesn't work either. But this queen d7 doesn't work due to the fact that the king is in the square. So we have to go to f8 here. But I mean, this is still just winning, because this queen is so passive. And even though material is equal here, we're always winning this by activating our king. Yeah, however he went astray here. It's fine. This queen c6 is just to stop a check, which is unnecessary because it's just one check. We always have this safe square here, and we're threatening mate in all sorts of ways, and this is just resignable. I mean, we missed the mate at one, whatever. He was also out of time, so yeah, pretty good game I think. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.